What's going on, my lovelies? It's Kyle here. So, I just want to dig into why sometimes loving another person isn't enough to stay in this relationship. Whether it may be a friendship, a romantic relationship, familial relationship, whatever the nature of it may be. Hell, it could be even an activity that you love to partake in. Sometimes love isn't enough to stay in that relationship. And here's why. So, as we accumulate and build relationships over time, as we grow, a lot of these relationships develop a loving nature about them. We love our friends. We love our family members. We love our romantic partners. But there comes times in which these relationships are not what is deeply best for us anymore. It's not what we deeply desire. We don't want to be in these relationships anymore. So for whatever the reason may be, it could be very minor. Hell, it might not even be a reason at all. It just might feel like your time is up. There's nothing particularly going wrong with the relationship. That is okay. Or it could be very severe, to where your partner or this person is being abusive in some manner, is becoming more and more abusive, is really wreaking havoc on our well-being. Wherever you fall on that sliding scale, you're still likely to have love for this person. Love does not leave our hearts easily. It doesn't. It clings on and it stays there. And that's okay. That can be a very beautiful thing, but we can't always follow that. Sometimes love isn't enough. Now I want to dig into an example that demonstrates some more somewhat severe emotional abuse. So if you're in a place where you don't want to follow the story, or it might bring up some emotions that you're not looking to sift through or process today, you might want to pause the video or stop watching. Fully up to you. Just want to give y'all out there a fair warning. Anyways, so I drive Uber and Lyft, rideshare driver right here. It's fun. I do it on the weekends, and this so recently I drove this woman around, and she gets in the car. You can tell that she's stressed. She's not in a good mood. She seems like there's a lot on her mind and a lot of weight on her heart. And I always ask people, like, how you doing today? And most people, even if they're feeling like shit, they'll say, oh, I'm doing good. Yeah, having a good day. How about you? She didn't do that. She said, I am, to be honest, I'm pretty fucking shitty right now. I'm like, all right. I appreciate the frankness. Most people just lie. But, if you want to let me know, or maybe we can just talk about this, just lay it on me. You'll likely never see me again. So she did. And she said that she was contemplating divorcing her husband. And, that's a very heavy issue to have in the back of your mind as I was dropping her off at work. And, to function day to day and to have that in the back of your mind, it's very difficult. So she gets into this, I'm like, so what's going on? What is hinging on you, whether you divorce him or you don't? And why are you thinking about divorcing your husband? And so she digs into why he's being frankly emotionally abusive. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It is outright emotional abuse and narcissistic abuse. It would align more in that realm. I ain't a psychologist here. I'm not licensed, but from my perspective, it seems that way. And so I find out that he is seriously gaslighting her. He is seriously belittling her, trying to minimize her self-worth, trying to keep her weak. So he has control in this relationship. She told me a story that he was telling her that his friends hate her, that his friends don't want to be around her, that she makes them uncomfortable. But then she tells me, I actually went and met up and started talking to one of his friends. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are you guys having an issue with me? This and that. She's like, she was told that it was actually the opposite from this friend, that they don't want to be spending time with him because he's becoming more and more narcissistic over time, more self-centered, more manipulative, just very, very unpleasant, and frankly, just not a good person to be around. And digs into, like, he's a control freak. If I do anything wrong, like, he'll say, you can't do anything. You're stuck here, yada yada. If she brings up a divorce, he'll say, I'll put you in prison. I'll have a way to do that. He's a control freak. And he's clearly a narcissist. No ifs, ands, or buts in this situation. So I tell her, why are you even contemplating divorce? Your situation has been made for you. You can't stay in this relationship. It is not healthy for you. She tells me that they have a kid. Like, this isn't healthy for your kid to be raised by an outright, highly narcissistic father. You need to get out of this for yourself, for your kid. And hell, if there's a chance that he ever changes his behaviors, he needs a big slap in the face, knowing that you can't just be a bully. You can't just abuse people. You can't have control and power over other people. And she's like, absolutely new. She's like, yeah, you're right. I don't have any choice. And she brings up reasons why she shouldn't and what he'll do and how he threatens her. But she tells me throughout all this, she's unloading this very heavy situation. But she says, but I love him. I tell her, sometimes love isn't enough. You're always going to love people. Even if they're extremely abusive individuals, sometimes even if they're extremely abusive to other people, and you see this, you can still love them. You still might have love in your heart. It doesn't go away easily. Now, this wasn't the dynamic of their relationship earlier on, but obviously has progressed as time has gone on. Gotten worse and worse. You might find yourself in a situation like this. It could be very severe. You might have to get those receipts. You might be in a situation where somebody is trying to threaten you, where somebody is trying to hold stuff over your head, where somebody is saying, if you leave me, I'm going to tell other people that you did this, and they're going to believe me. Start keeping those receipts. Get that proof. Upload it to the cloud where it can't be deleted, where they can't take it away. Get other people who understand the situation, the ins and outs, to back you, to support you. Because sometimes love isn't enough, and it doesn't have to be this strong of a situation. After talking to her, after we talked through this situation, she knew. There's obviously going to be these fears that come up. Like, I love them so much, I don't want to leave them. I can't imagine a life without them. It's tough, but you can. And you certainly will thrive. More so later on than you are now if you are not fulfilled or deeply want to be in this relationship. Especially if your partner is being abusive to some manner. So sometimes love isn't enough to stay in these relationships, whatever nature of the relationship it may be. So I hope if you find yourself in a situation where you know you need to get out of this relationship, you know that it's not what's best for you, and at the minimum, you know you don't want you know you want to go do something else, and this is holding you back. And the thing that is keeping you here is love for this person. You still need to do what is best and what you deeply feel drawn to do. That love won't go away right away. It might take time to dwindle. Hell, it might not go away entirely. But that's okay. We still need to do what is best for ourselves, what we deeply desire to do. And if you find yourself in a situation where the relationship is no longer healthy, however severe, like the example I just talked about, or minimal, it's time to step away from that relationship. It might be really tough. You might, and you will likely still have a lot of conflicting emotions, but you need to do, and you need to align to what is best for your well-being and your health. I'll leave it there. Hope you're having a lovely day wherever you're at in the world. And until next time.